Bonjour and welcome to the Supercast. I'm your host, Superintendent Anthony Godfrey. It is a classroom where you will find students fully engaged, speaking another language, and loving every minute of it. On this episode of the Supercast, we take you to Fox Hollow Elementary School, where 6th grade students share their experience in a French Dual Language Immersion class. We have some fun together speaking French, and the students deliver a lively performance using the language they have truly grown to love. We're here at Fox Hollow Elementary to talk about the Dual Language Immersion program with two of the students participating in the program and one of our teachers. Introduce yourself, tell us what grade you're in, and just a little bit about yourself.
My name is Lily, and I am at the Dual French Immersion at Fox Hollow Elementary, and I really like it here because the teachers are so kind, and yeah.
Okay.
I'm Spencer, and I'm in 6th grade, and I do the French immersion as well. And I like it here too because our teacher is really nice.
Let's talk to that nice teacher.
Hi, my name is Madame Faasu, or Lydia, and I've been at Foxhole for 5 years now in 6th grade, and it's been an amazing experience.
And can you describe the Dual Language Immersion program for those who may not understand it?
Absolutely. So the students have half of the time in English and half of the time in French. So they start, for example, in the English class and do ELA and math, and then they switch and go to the French class where they do science, social studies, and French, everything in French.
And when you say everything in French, everything is in French. There is no English spoken by the teacher or the students because part of the way you learn language is when you need it to survive. Is that right?
That's correct. They know that the rule is when they step in the classroom, everything is in French. And I send them back if they don't.
Well, and I've seen, as I've observed over the years, even first grade classes where students are just starting out and they need to ask permission to go to the restroom. Mm-hmm. They need something in class. And when they have to do that in French, that really forces them to put their brains into high gear and think about how to express that in a foreign language.
Yes. So in first grade, when they arrive and they don't know a word of French, one of the basic is to teach them those key sentences, to ask to go to the bathroom or to ask what time it is or things like that. And so they learn little by little, and usually by the end of the year, they know all the basics, instructions or sentences that they need to be in a French class.
Which grades have you taught since you've been here at Fox Hollow?
Fox Hollow, I only did 6th grade, but I taught in 4th grade in Kenyon School District for 5 years as well.
Okay, great. And were you a teacher in France previously?
Yes, I was already an elementary school teacher in France, and I taught pretty much every grade level there before I came here.
And did you teach primaire or?
Primaire.
Okay.
So elementary only and kindergarten even.
Oh, even kindergarten. Mm-hmm. And how long did you teach in France before coming here?
About 5 years.
What made you want to come to Utah to teach?
At first, it was really the experience of trying something new. I was by myself in France. I was like, you know what? If they give me the opportunity to come 2 years in the US and try new strategies for teaching, why not? And the plan was for me to go back to the US after 2 years, but I got married.
Oh, you got married. So do we get to keep you for a while?
I'm staying.
Okay, outstanding. That is great news. I've heard so many great things about your teaching and your connection with students and your support of other teachers.
Thank you.
And that you really are at the center of making this program successful. Tell me what it's like for you and for the teachers that you work with to come over here to a new country, new school system. I know that a lot of support is required, even in finding housing right away.
Exactly.
So tell me about what that's like.
It is very difficult when we get there. I would say until December, Christmas, it's an adjustment. We have to figure out cars, driving license, finding a house, understanding the insurance process, absolutely everything. And at the same time, you have to adapt to classrooms that are completely different from what we do in France. In France, the kids are not really allowed to get up or play on the floor or things like that. It's not as positive reinforcement like we do here in the US. So we really do have to adjust and adapt to the way we teach in the US.
So there's a cultural adjustment to the country, but also to what a classroom looks like here versus in France.
Yeah.
Tell us more about the differences between school here and school in France.
There is absolutely everything that is different.
Yeah.
So first of all, our boss is not our principal. There is usually someone in what we call the academy, and that person is in charge of several schools, and that's the person who is the boss pretty much. So we don't even have an interview. When we become teachers, it's a diploma, and they choose where we're going to go, but we don't have interviews to go to schools. And then the schedule is very different as well. Some of the schools don't have school on Wednesday, so they go Monday, Tuesday from maybe sometimes 8:30 to 5 p.m.
Yeah, it's a longer day.
It's a longer day.
And a longer lunch too, though.
Yep, we have 2 hours break for lunch usually.
A 2-hour break for lunch because of the importance of that meal in France.
Yeah, and then in the teaching as well, everything is very different. We don't use as many technology. I was very impressed when I saw all those Chromebooks or video projectors, and all of these things were new to me.
I was actually a student in France in 6th grade.
Wow.
My dad taught French, and we were able to be on a Fulbright exchange, so we lived in another family's home, and they lived in our home for a year. We just did a swap, and my dad swapped jobs, and it was really interesting for me to attend school. He just dropped me off, my dad did, and then I traveled class to class and tried to make my way.
That explains why you're so good in French.
Well, that was a long time ago, but I really loved France. I loved living there, and I loved being in school. And it's interesting, when I have sat in on dual language immersion classes, it has had a little bit of that feel. And even though it was decades ago, I was reminded of what it felt to be in a French classroom. A lot of focus on the language in France.
Yes, absolutely. And what I like about the program as well is that those kids learn the culture as well, because I'm teaching them those French traditions that we have, like the day we eat crepes in France or things like that. And I would say when they go to France, it's not going to be a cultural shock, because they're used to have French teachers who are really native from France.
Sure. I think that's a great aspect of the program, is that you learn about how people live differently and how culture varies from country to country, where it's hard to imagine unless you experience it in the way that dual language immersion students get the chance to. Well, we're very fortunate to have you here, and sounds like to have you here for a long time. So
hopefully.
That's very exciting. Stay with us. When we come back, a special student performance you won't want to miss.
Do you simply love learning online? We can't wait to have you join the amazing teachers in our brand new Jordan Virtual Learning Academy. In Jordan Virtual Learning Academy schools, we offer innovative, fun, and flexible online learning with daily real-time instruction from teachers. Enrollment is currently open for all K-12 students in Utah. Start on the path to personalized virtual learning success now at connect.jordandistrict.org. That's connect.jordandistrict.org.
What are some of the things you think that surprise students the most about French culture?
That's a really good question. I should ask them that question.
Let's bring it to the kids. What has surprised you the most as you've gone through now 6 years of dual language immersion about the French language or the French culture?
I have no idea.
Surprise after surprise, huh?
Yeah, it's just like when we learn about all this, it kind of just like clicks in my brain, because all around the world things are different, like time, how everything has gone by.
Or history.
Yeah, history.
And French is spoken in many countries, so I'm sure you've learned about just how France and French has influenced the world over the years. Tell me about what are your favorite words that you've learned in French? One of mine is ananas. Like, is it yours too?
Yeah.
Spencer, tell me about that.
There was like this French show I once watched, and it was like about this talking pineapple, ananas. And I liked watching it, and I also like the word ananas because I like bananas, and it kind of sounds like the word banana. So,
Right,
yeah.
it's full of surprises.
I think there is another one that they like. It's vert, because vert in French means green.
Means so many different
it means
things.
glass. It means warm, and it means two words.
Yes. So that's a favorite of yours as well. Qu'est-ce que ça veut dire?
I think it means a ripe blackberry murmurs to a wall.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Mur-
Correct.
Very good. Now, I will just say that when you can manage puns in another language, that shows a great understanding of the language. What have you liked most about, or what are some of your favorite words, Lily?
I like the word canard because it means duck, and I like ducks. Plus, it's just a fun word.
Canard.
Canard.
It is funny when you learn a new language that some words just kind of seem to click. Tell me what it's like to spend half of your day speaking only French.
It's fun because I'm able to learn some of my favorite subjects, not just in English, but also in French, because it gives me like new ideas, and when you learn another language, it can really help you through life. If you ever want to go like somewhere new and you don't know what to do, you can always talk to the people there when you know their language.
Very good. Spencer.
I like that in history we've learned about the French Revolution, which I didn't know a lot about before, but now I know a lot about, and I found it really interesting.
What is your favorite subject to learn in French? What seems to fit nicely with French?
History or science, or just the entire class.
The entire class. All right, fair enough.
Our
Spencer?
teacher's great.
I love history. Like, it's really fun because, yeah, our teacher makes it really fun.
What do you love most about your teacher? Elle est bien amusante. Elle est gentille. Les deux.
She
Et
just
beaucoup plus.
is the best. I don't know. She makes everything so fun. Like when we were doing science, she would have us do like fun experiments with like food sometimes when we did like the lunar phases. It was fun because we had to do Oreos, and she just makes everything so fun.
Oh, wow. So the double stuff became the waxing and waning moon.
Yes.
Wow, that's really cool. Spencer, how about you?
Like, I don't know how she makes history so fun, but yeah, I agree with Lily that science, she makes science really fun too because we get to do a lot of experiments, like, and we did like a play like a couple days ago, and it was really fun, and it was about like some kids that built a time machine and like went back in time to like each like time period, like prehistoric, then like Egyptian times, and then like medieval times, and then like the modern times, and then we also went to the future in it, and that was really fun.
Wow, she has really taken you on some serious field trips, it sounds like. So I've heard about this play. It's really made a big impression on people who saw it, and I'm just sad that I didn't realize I was missing out. I heard there was some rapping in French. Is that correct?
Yes.
Could either of you give us a sample of that?
We could.
Okay, I'll do it first.
Vas-y.
Le vent souffle sur le plaine, de la pourtant américaine, je jette à donner heureuse, ma femme, mon fils, mon domaine. À qui me le fils, forgeron, est venu me chercher. Les deux l'ont décidé de mener le combat dans la vallée. La route nos ancêtres, les géants guerriers 7. Après de grandes batailles se sont imposés en maître. C'est le maintenant nos deux défendre notre terre. Quand on aimait de soumettre un peu à causer le fer. Toute la tribu se réunit autour de Gomenio pour invoquer les deux enfants qui puissent nous bénir. Après cette prière avec mes frères sont fait état de zèle. Les chefs nous ont donné à tous ce que je dis de mal. Pour le courage, pour pas qu'il y ait de faille. Pour ce grand fier que nous serons dans la bataille, que c'est la première fois pour moi que je pars au combat. Et j'espère te dire de la tribu de Dana.
Waka, 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 wow. Hey, très bien, formidable, bien fait,
Merci.
incroyable. Et toi, Lily, vas-y.
Okay.
Ça y est. 1, 2, 3.
Le vent souffle sur les plaines, de l'arbre tendrement et quand je jetais les nids, regarde mon femme, mon fils et mon domaine. À qui me l'office de forgeron est venu me chercher, les doués dans le ciel de mon le commande dans la vallée. Là où une recette, de gens gaïsette. Après le grand matin se sont posés en maître, selon mon temps de défendre notre terre, condamné mais de soumis à pas causer l'affaire. Tout à tout se réunir et tout le grand menir, pour invoquer les dieux afin qu'ils puissent nous bénir. Après cette après-œuvre, mon force fait état de zèle, les chefs nous ont donné un tous ces causes des hommes, pour le courage, par que les de faille, pour rester en effet que nous serons dans la bataille que c'est la première fois pour moi que je pars au combat, et j'espère être digne de la tribu de Dana.
Bravo! Ah,
Merci.
c'est super. Wow, that's amazing. I could not do that in English, much less in French. So you guys have done great. I know we're running out of time. What would you say to a student who's thinking about doing this, or parents who are thinking about having their child participate in dual immersion?
I tell them to do French immersion or just any immersion because it really can help you in school. I think for me it did because when you're bored in English, you can go have fun in French.
Okay, fair enough. You can spice it up by adding that extra layer to learning where everything is in a different language.
The teachers in French are so good. They're like so nice.
That makes me so happy to hear that. That's no surprise, but it's great to hear that from a 6th grader ready to move on to middle school. Spencer.
I tell them they should definitely do it because it's definitely a really cool experience because like you just speaking French with all your friends and like it's just really fun and I think it's really cool how we even do different subjects other than French in French. So yeah.
Any final thoughts, Madame Fasoui?
No, I just think that it's an amazing program myself, and I love to see how the results in science at the RISE test are amazing as well. And that blows my mind that those kids are learning science in French and do so well on the state tests. I'm just impressed with everything they do, how well they speak French, and I'm not worried about them going to France one day.
They'll do great. There's no question about that. And my hat is off to both of you for learning French so well and working so hard. And to you, Madame Faasu, for making this such a great experience for everyone.
Thank you.
Our French grades 1 through 6, who are going to showcase all of the things that they have been learning this year and up through 6th grade.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Supercast. Remember, education is the most important thing you'll do today. We'll see you out there. Bonne journée.